Good morning. I hope you can hear me, and welcome to Monday Live Chat. We'll be looking at this last week's vocabulary challenge, which was all to do with bags, strangely. But before we start that, any questions apart from about tennis? Don't want to do any questions on tennis because I don't do tennis. What? What? April, how did you get on with the challenge? Was it okay? And any questions about anything else? For example, I noticed you sent me your answer for the guess the theme. I'm going to have to take a long time going through everybody's answers because I'm not sure if everybody was listening to the same music. No questions, I take that. You too, Marco. Okay. Oh, well, it's all good. It's all good. So, as usual, let's just do a quick share of the live chat page before we start. Oh, and a big hello to all the new members of the forum. I think what I'm going to start doing with the forum is at the moment, no. Okay, so hello to Lika from India, and she's joined us to sharpen her language. Ooh, I like it. I'm a language sharpener, a bit like a pencil sharpener. And Martina, who was asking about writing practice. Martina, I hope you found Shiny. Thank you so much for helping out. And you gave her the link to the writing section. Well done. And hello to Naveen. Now, Naveen, you asked me to correct your sentence. I've asked you a question about it. You haven't replied. I think we'll leave it there, shall we? Adam, you're welcome. And as I say, big thank you to Shiny for looking after the live chat page. Okay. And let's get on to, oh, hang on, that's gone a bit wrong. I don't know why that's opened up there. Let's get on to the vocabulary challenge. Okay, so there were 17 different words for different kinds of bags. Okay, which might be a bit of a surprise for you to know that there are so many words for bags, but it's about form and function again. Now, the first answer was for this particular kind of item, which is a bag just for suits. Now, it could be for clothes, but we tend to call it a suit bag or a suit carrier or a suit protector. And there were only 17. Yes, April. Now, I think a couple of people struggled a little bit with this one. Not sure why, but maybe you just don't have them. April, Marco, have you ever protected your clothes this way? Either just to hang in the wardrobe or to put in the car ready for a meeting. That's when I used to do it. I used to take my suit bag with my work clothes in, and I'd dry in my usual casual clothes. And then when I got to the place I was teaching, I would go and get changed and walk in as if I was beautifully dressed, ready for business English. Now, a couple of you put clothes cover. That's okay. Somebody put costume bag. Not a costume bag. A costume is more to do with the theatre. Although I'm sure that in theatres they use these suit covers, these clothes protectors, in order to store clothing, maybe. So, suit cover, I would have accepted. Suit bag, I would accept. Costume bag, too specific. Okay. A costume is something you dress up in for a particular event, or maybe to go onto stage. You wear a costume in acting, and this is just a general, and you can see the suit in there. Any questions? Just a plastic one. What, like a bin bag? You have one. Excellent, Marco. Good. Well, we'll talk about that later. Now, some people, you can just get an old bin bag, make a hole in it, and pull it over your clothing to help protect it in the wardrobe. But it's not sealed then. And the idea of these is it's completely sealed, and you've got to zip all the way round, and you can actually fold it in half. Okay, so to carry it, and you can't do that with a bin bag or a plastic bag. Okay, so to carry it, you've got the handles, you fold it, it's nice and neatly folded, and it shouldn't crease. I say shouldn't because it always creases. Okay. Hi, Shiny. A suit is a costume for you. Yeah, not in English. It's a bit too specific. Okay, it's not a costume. It's a suit. I would have accepted clothing, but not costume. Okay. Shiny. Let me just put the picture up for you for number one. Suit carrier, suit protector, suit bag. Okay. Now, if you can hear, I've still got a little bit of my cold. It's -10 here today, and I walked the dog this morning foolishly, and I'm regretting it now because I'm coughing a bit more again. I was fine when I woke up. This weather is killing me. Okay, so that was number one. The next one, I think everybody got the suitcase. Good old suitcase. And of course, there are different styles, different colours. You know, a suitcase, is it always a suitcase? Yes, because it's for carrying clothing. Now, strangely, this is when we get the word bag and case coming into play. Okay, so when is a bag and when is a bag a case? That's a question, by the way. Doesn't matter whether it's a big or small one. Not really. Women use suitcases as well. Yes, women use suitcases. Can you hear me? Case is for money, bag is more for stuff. Well, the thing is, this is a suitcase and it's full of stuff. So I like the way you're trying to think, but no, that doesn't work, I'm afraid. Okay. A case tends to be to protect something. Okay, so a suitcase, again, don't get too hung up on it, but if you look up the definition of the word case in this context, because case has lots of different contexts, it has a container designed to hold or protect something. Okay. It's also in British English purely an item of luggage. Have you got your cases? You might hear that said. Do you have your cases? So an item of luggage, like a suitcase. Yeah. Shiny. We don't have a pen case. Strangely, I like it. Thank you for adding that one. We have pencil cases, even though we put pens in them. We have pencil cases. I will add that to the bonus part of this. Okay. Well done, Shiny. You put your pens in your pocket. Oh, I hope they never leak. I hope they don't leak. Okay, so we've gone from a suit bag, suit carrier, suit protector, and that's got the word bag in it, to suitcase. And the definition in the dictionary is to protect something. So why isn't a suit bag a suitcase? That's a good question. Nobody asked me, but it makes me wonder too. I think because the word suitcase had already been taken when somebody thought, I know, I'll create this bag that's just for protecting clothes. And of course, in your suitcase, you can have everything. You can put your shoes, you can put your makeup, everything you want to take on holiday or on a business trip with you. Okay. Okay, so let's move on. The next word we had was a sports bag, also known as a hold-all in Britain, or a carry-all. Okay. Now, I say sports bag, you can use it for pretty much anything. It doesn't have to be for sports. Of course, it doesn't have to be for sports. Um, but it generally has zips, compartments, little side pockets for your sports shoes, for your sports equipment, maybe. And yes, you can have things like a tennis bag. You can have a swimming bag. Form and function again. Okay. So lots of different possibilities. And you can even have a bowling bag. I mean, people have all sorts of different purposes for these bags. Now, do any of you have a sports bag? I'm pretty sure you've all got a suitcase. Do any of you have a sports bag? And what sport? Yeah, additional pockets. Additional with a double D, Marco. So this is an additional pocket. This is an additional compartment, I would say, or section. And there might be an additional pocket here for putting little things like your keys or your spare change, that kind of thing. April says, of course. April, you say of course, but I honestly know people who haven't got a sports bag, truly. But I've got three actually, because sometimes I use my sports bag as a suitcase, especially when I'm camping. A suitcase when you're camping, I don't know, it's too big. It's not as convenient or you can't squash it up like you can a sports bag. And a sports bag, you can put as many clothes in and you can just squish it into a corner. You can't do that with a suitcase. So when I'm camping, quite often I have a bag like this with me rather than a suitcase. Okay, Shiny's just asked, do you really have so many bags for different functions? This and more, truly. It might have been a bit of a surprise, but easily, easily this and more. If you notice, I've added some bonus points here, which we'll come to at the end. So yes, there are so many bags for different functions. And I think people like bags. They like they like to organize their lives. And what better thing to organize your life than to put everything in a bag? Bag it up. Not a squash back, a squash bag. Yeah, for playing squash. So a squash bag would be for playing squash. A squashed bag would be a bag that you've squashed together. Shiny's just asked a question. Do you have favourite brand in bags? So do you have a favourite brand of bag? No, I don't go for brands. Brands just add money. I like bags. I'm human. I like well-made bags, but I have enough. I don't go out looking for more than I need. When one breaks, usually one of my sports bags, because I squash them so much and they get a bit battered when I'm camping, I would say this is the kind I replace most often. Let's call them all bags. Well, that would make your life a lot simpler, April, but the marketing people wouldn't like it. How would they sell you new bags for new functions if you didn't have? And they do need different names because they have different functions. The next one was the good old satchel, or as they call it in America, very without much imagination, really, a book bag. Now that's one that needs a name, April. Yes, there are squash bags for playing squash. Yes, that's what I said. A squash bag is for playing squash. A squashed bag is a bag that's gone camping with me and been shoved into a corner and loads of stuff put on top of it. That's squashed. But yes, a squash bag for playing squash. In fact, if you were to Google, let's do a quick Google. Bear with me a second if I can find a spare window. I've got too many windows open. Okay, so let's go to Google Images and type in squash bag. If you ever, okay, so first of all, if you ever think, is that a thing or have I made it up? Ask Google. And especially when you've got predictive text on Google, you can see and look, there's not just squash bags, there's different. Now there's a brand, Dunlop squash bags. There you go, very famous. And if you notice that this slightly strange shape, that's to take the squash racket and all your squash clothes as well. Okay. Do I have a Dunlop squash bag? I don't play squash. And sometimes these things become very trendy and very fashionable. And everybody's got to have a Dunlop squash bag, even though they don't actually play squash. You have that one. Yay. Yes, but if you notice, this one is for squash. So let's have a look. Dunlop tennis bags. And there they are, a slightly different shape. Okay, and there are different styles of tennis bag as well. But of course, you could use a squash bag as a tennis bag. But to me, that would be more the tennis style for tennis bags. Okay, and that would be more the style for a squash bag. And you can call them a racket bag, a squash bag, a tennis bag, all those different names, form and function. Okay. Not from Dunlop. Ah, okay. Which is yours from? Nike, Slazenger, all famous branded names. And of course, they pay the big tennis stars and the big squash stars to carry their bags so that people go out and think, if I buy this bag, my game of tennis will improve and I'll be a star. Or maybe not. So, next one up was the satchel. Again, question. Do any of you have a satchel? You don't need a satchel to come to my sessions, but when you go to school, the good old-fashioned satchel, you can't beat it. It's got all the little pockets that you need. Sometimes they've even got a little pencil case inside as well. You've got a handle and a strap, a buckle and a fastener, a little front pocket. In the past, yes. Me too, April. Long time in the past. You've never had a satchel, Shiny. What's about no? You need the Marco. No satchel, really? Gosh. What about a school bag? Now that would be the other word you could call it. Yeah, just a school bag. So a school bag. Now this is a traditional leather satchel. But again, if we go to Google a little bit, go and ask Google, and we go to Google Images, and you just enter in school bags. And then suddenly you'll see that this is the kind of school bag that children carry nowadays. For young children, Thomas the Tank Engine, to some very trendy looking ones. As you get older, you don't want your Barbie or Muppet Show or Thomas the Tank Engine school bag anymore. And the satchel is a little old fashioned now. So if you'll notice, if you go satchel bags, but retro, yep, there they are. You can still buy them because they come back into fashion. So satchel bags, that's a little bit like saying it's a bag. A satchel is a satchel and a satchel is a bag. But anyway, I guess they wanted the search term bag as well. So all these different style of satchels, they're also school bags. Okay, and the school bags also exist as another term with a slightly different look to them, to be honest. Ah, that's the sort you use. Yes, exactly. That's what they use in Germany too. But you will still see good old-fashioned satchel in the UK. And sometimes they double up for business people too. And they're quite trendy. And sometimes, well, we'll come to the other word I want to introduce you to in a bit, which I'll add to the bonuses. A man bag. Okay. But if you said to me satchel, I used to use a satchel at school, this is what I would think of. Okay. It's exactly what would come into my head. That's leather. And as you said, heavy. They are heavy. It's terrible. We should give children tablets to take to school now, and none of this carrying books around. Not anymore. It's so unnecessary and so bad for their back. I'm sure that's why I've got a bad back now. Okay, the another one, which I found very difficult to find an image for myself, was a duffel bag. Now, a duffel bag, it's more like a sailor's bag, if you like. Okay, big, heavy, rugged, um, usually sort of army, navy, sailors, that kind of a bag. And they double up as suitcases and sports bags and all those kinds of different functions. Okay, but the style is quite rugged, normally rounded. That to me is a duffel bag. That's what I think of when I think of duffel bag. Okay, there you are, that one. Nice, good old-fashioned duffel bag. Could a satchel be used for carrying a laptop? Absolutely, Marco. Yeah. Any bag could be, as long as it's big enough, could be used for carrying anything. A bag, as April said earlier, let's just call them bags. A bag is a bag is a bag. But you could use a duffel bag for carrying a laptop. The difference between a satchel and a laptop bag, which is another one we're going to add to the bonuses. A satchel tends not to be padded. If you buy a laptop bag, you tend to find it's quite padded to help protect the laptop. Okay. What's the difference with the sports bag then? They look similar. Exactly. The duffel bag came long before the sports bag, and it was used for sports equipment. I am sure of it. It was also used by people running away from home or people running off to the circus or to sea. So it was used as a suitcase too. And the nice thing about a good duffel bag, they're very sturdy, they're very tough, and they allow you quite easy. It's quite easy to carry them. They sling over the shoulder, and they're just, I don't know, they remind me of that song, the Jolly Swagman. Remember when we sang the song Once a Jolly Swagman? The sort of thing a hobo would carry. Somebody. It's a bit romanticized though. Okay, Shiny, you need to grow muscles. Muscles. You need to develop you've got muscles. You don't need to grow anymore, but you need to develop your muscles, strengthen your muscles to carry them. Absolutely. Some of these bags are very, very heavy. So the duffel bag, the good old duffel bag. And again, that form and function, sometimes made of leather, sometimes made of cloth, always quite heavy canvas cloth though, or heavy leather and big. You don't really find little duffel bags. Now, believe it or not, somewhere upstairs, I have got a duffel bag. They were very trendy once when I went to university. I didn't have a satchel. When I left school, I didn't want a satchel anymore. That was for school. So when I went to university, I bought myself a duffel bag for all my books. Okay, now here we're coming back to case again. So we've got suitcase and briefcase. Now, in also called an attaché case. Okay. Yes, you could use a duffel bag, a plastic one for swimming. Yep, I've seen those as well. I've seen clear plastic ones as well. Again, don't get too hung up on the function because the function, they're multifunction. They really are multifunction, very useful. Okay, the briefcase for carrying your briefs. A diplomat case. No, you might call it a diplomatic bag, perhaps. Sometimes people use um, briefcases as diplomatic bags. Diplomat case. Ooh, I don't know. Let's have a look. Not one I've ever used, but yes, very possibly. Um, I think they tend to be less like a leather case, then they'd be more like a box almost for a diplomat bag. I tend to use the word bag for a diplomat, okay, rather than briefcase. Although they can look very similar, yes, okay. But diplomat with no e, okay. Um, if you're going to send one using the legal term, you normally find it's called a diplomatic bag or a diplomatic pouch. Okay, it's one of those things that they're not meant to be able to open through customs, I believe. I've never actually used one, so I'm not sure. Like this one. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, I'd call that. Let's share. I'd call that a briefcase too, but you could use that as a. You might, it might be a diplomat bag. It's got a lock on it for starters, so I guess that would help. So yes, I'd accept a diplomat bag. Now I'm just going to look at your answers and see if that's what you wrote. I got briefcase from most people. Okay, briefcase. Yeah, you wrote briefcase as well. Okay. In fact, most people wrote briefcase. Yeah, Marco, you're quite right. If you were to put them, let me see if I can do side by side. Um, let's find the satchel and put it next to the briefcase. So we've got the satchel on the left and the briefcase on the right. And if you notice, as April quite rightly points out, the satchel has a shoulder strap. Well, you can get shoulder straps for briefcases too, but the satchel tends to be a bit wider. Okay, it's just got the one strap here, and it's got more than one pouch or compartment in it as well. And the briefcase tends to have a more business-like look, less of a school look. That said, I know lots of people who go to school with the briefcase. If you've ever watched a very funny program, which I cannot recommend on the forum because it is so rude. The in-betweeners at the first episode, the young man who the story is based on turns up at school with a briefcase, and they call him some very unsavory names for doing so. You can say thingy bag, yeah. You got the thingy bag, the whatchamacallit bag, the oojamy flop bag. Okay, so the next one, now somebody wrote dumb bag, but it's not a dumb bag, it's the bum bag. Okay. Now, if you notice, there's quite a few different names. Pouch, money belt, bum bag, fanny pack. Now, do not use fanny pack in British English. It's a completely different part of the anatomy to what the Americans mean. The American equivalent is bum bag, okay? But if you said fanny bag in British English, it's very rude. So be warned. Be warned. You heard it here first. And again, that kind of bag has got so many different styles. Lots and lots of different styles to it. So if we go to Google Images again, just search bum bag. There you go. And you normally called a bum bag because you can wear it round the bum. But to be honest, I tend to wear mine at the front. And there's so many different styles, so many different ways of wearing it. But they're all, oh, that's a rude one. They're all bum bags. Okay. Now, you've all got to have a bum bag. Please tell me you've got a bum bag. April, you've just written pick Lynn. You call it a hip bag. Okay, there you go. I've never heard it called a hip bag. I only ever call mine my bum bag. But you could wear it on your hip. You'd look like you were about to go on a shootout, maybe, but what the heck? You have two, Shiny. Yes, I've got several too. I've got one I use for going to the gym. I've got one I use for going on holiday. And I prefer a bum bag to a handbag, I'll be honest. I'm not showing the picture for a bum bag. I am actually. Can you not see it? I thought I was anyway. Can any of you see the pictures for bum bags? I like that one actually. Not from the lesson. I'm not sure what you mean, April. So there it is. Bum bag. Okay. Okay, good. I'm not sure what you mean, April. I can't show the picture from the lesson. Okay. It's copyright. Copyright. Okay. The next one, the good old wheelie bag, the trolley bag, the old lady's bag. It has to be said that I've had a couple of messages, little discussions with somebody who we all know about the trolley bag. And you can also call it a shopping trolley, but you have to be careful there because a shopping trolley can be the one that you have to put €1 in. But shopping trolley bag, okay, is that kind of bag, okay? So shopping trolley bag, which you can take shopping with you, okay? But it can also be the shopping trolley is, of course, what you pay you get at the supermarket, okay? So a shopper as well, I would accept, okay? So you've got trolley bag, shopping trolley bag, I'll put in brackets, okay, and there you are. Shopping trolleys, you can see here. To me, they are only for old ladies, but somebody who we all know on the forum loves them and takes great exception to me saying that they're for old ladies. So let's see who's actually got a shopping trolley bag. There's a kind of, hang on, Chinese just written, there's a kind of bum bag. Youngster wear it crossing their shoulder. I don't know. I'd say that's a shoulder bag. You've got a shopping trolley, have you, April? I haven't got one yet. I'm going to get one when I retire. I won't go too much into the fact that I think they're for old ladies, though. Okay, so now, as you can notice here, shopping bag on wheels. Okay. And shopping trolleys, just to really make it confusing. You can get shopping trolley bags, which are bags that go into your shopping trolley, or you can get these, which are the sort of what I would call the standard shopping trolleys for old ladies. Is that the one that yours is like, April? So it's on wheels, and you've got a handle so you can pull your shopping behind you. Is that the sort you've got, April? Not really the same. Okay. Well, I would love to see a photograph of your shopping trolley bag thing. Although why you need 6 wheels on it, I'll never know. Normally you just get 2. It looks like it's got space age. He wants to go to the moon, this one, I think. Hang on, let me have a look. No, it says the page isn't working. Sorry. Okay, so the shopping trolley bag, a little bit confusing because is it a trolley? Is it a bag? And you'd have to really make sure you know what somebody's talking about before you accepted that word. What kind of shopping trolley? Okay. Then we've got the messenger bag or the courier bag. Now, again, that kind of bag, very trendy not so long ago. And you can also call it a record bag or a DJ bag. Okay. So this messenger bag. Now, again, is it a satchel? Really? Probably, yes. So let's go to images and you'll see that they look really similar to satchels, don't they? And that one looks like a duffel bag style or a satchel style. To me, a messenger bag looks like this, like a record bag. It's big enough to put records in. DJs made them very trendy back in the day. And sometimes they're called a man bag. Okay, because men don't carry handbags, but you might hear them called described as a man bag. So, has anybody got any bags like this? Exactly. The DJ can put his vinyl in there. Vinyl records. That's why they became very popular because DJs started carrying their music. Now, of course, they carry their music on an iPod. So, and also called a courier bag because couriers will carry them and put the stuff in them for delivery. Okay, so again, a bit like a briefcase, in that you can carry documents in them, but called a messenger bag, just because they can make things more confusing. Okay, so to me, that's like a messenger bag. Okay, LL Bean style messenger bag, very much like a satchel, strap, flap, handle, but of a certain size. And usually around the size of a piece of vinyl, an LP. Okay, they all look so similar. Yeah, absolutely shiny. It's annoying, isn't it? Why do they have to make life so complicated? A4, no, it would be bigger than A4, April. An A4 sheet is actually quite small for a messenger bag. Um, so it's bigger than A4. I'm trying to think what size a vinyl record is, but all our vinyl is upstairs. So and quite often they were square as well. Okay. So the next one was the tote bag. Okay. Now, sometimes you could sort of use, yeah, um, more than one word for this, to be honest. Okay. Um, it's 10 and 11 are almost the same, I would say, in the challenge. The tote bag and the shopping bag, pretty much the same. Okay. Um, okay, so the tote bag, let's go to images again. Hang on. Yep. Okay, so to me, these are tote bags, yes. They're also shopping bags. So again, you could pretty much make them interchangeable. A tote bag is a shopping bag is a tote bag. The only difference between the picture in the challenge is number 11 was more one of those shopping bags that you can fold up very small and put in your pocket. So I accepted any of those as correct answers. Shopping bag, tote bag, quite happy with either. Okay. Do you call them eco bags? Well, they're called all sorts of things, Shiny. Don't forget to mark your, if it's a question, mark it as a question. Um, Eco bags tend to be made of renewable material. So, for example, Hessian or cotton, that kind of thing. So you wouldn't call a nylon shopping bag an eco bag, really. So eco tends to mean natural materials, renewable materials. Okay. 11 can be folded, I think. Yes, exactly. But if you notice some of these, and it's under tote bag, they've put them down as tote bag. Some of these can be folded too. So it's a difficult one. When is a tote bag a shopping bag? Well, always. When is a shopping bag a tote bag? Sometimes. We also have the term bag for life, Shiny. There was a big thing about the bag for life in the UK recently, where you buy one bag and it's for life. Some of them were plastic. I'm not kidding you, but the idea was that when when they're broken or they split, the shop would replace them. Okay, so it's your bag for life. Okay, then the rucksack, the backpack, the knapsack. Okay. The backpack, yay! Again, one of my favourite bags. And if you notice, you'll find they look very much like today's school bags. Today's school bags have basically come from the rucksack, the backpack. And rucksack is German. Ruck is German for back, Rucken, the Rucken. So the rucksack is actually backpack in German, but we use both. We use backpack, we use rucksack. You could also call it a camping bag, hiking bag, all sorts of different ways of actually describing them. Okay. Now, do you have, no, not back for life, bag for life. Bag for life. Shiny. Your bag for life. Yes, my laptop bag is too, April. Yeah, absolutely. So the design lends itself to all sorts of different ways of traveling. I've got one backpack which is a proper backpack for walking, a walking backpack, and it's got a proper frame. It molds itself to your back to help with distribution of weight. But you can also get backpacks that really are just school bags, to be honest. And the difference is in the price quite often. Is that bag with the fox famous in Britain? I'm not sure which one you mean, Shiny. I can't see a bag with a fox. Which one, Shiny? Top, bottom, middle? Oh, this one. That one. No, it's very famous in Germany. Very famous in Germany. I haven't seen it so much in Britain. Um, I think you mean this one, don't you? Fjallraven. Yeah. No, I haven't seen it that much. I mean, yes, they're there in the UK, but they're not as famous as they are as in Germany. Okay, so I guess most of us would have a backpack like this. I know I've got one, two, three, if we count hubby's four. So again, I use them for going to the gym. Sports bag. I've got a tote bag that I take to the gym too. Depends what I'm doing at the gym as to which bag I take. Ah, the Japanese like it a lot. Okay, it's become fashionable in Japan. Well, I'm sure Raven will be very happy to hear that. You'll see a lot of them in Germany too. Okay, let's carry on quickly. Um, the clutch bag. Okay, the clutch. Again, Google already knows I'm looking for a clutch bag, not for the clutch of the car. And they literally are called that because you clutch them. To clutch means to hold on to something. Yeah. And there's no handle, there's no strap, there's just normally a very small, enough space for a lippy, and maybe a chain to help you carry it. But generally, a proper clutch bag is one you just hold in your hand. Okay. Now you'd think that would be a handbag, but a handbag's got a handle. So you could think of it as a handle bag if you like. And this is a clutch. I would expect Marco doesn't have a clutch bag. But it's fine if you do, Marco. But generally, it's the sort of thing you see with an evening gown. You wouldn't take a clutch bag out during the day. That's then a purse. But with an evening gown, I don't understand them. To be honest, I don't possess one, but the ladies like them when they're going out. Okay. Duchess Kate, exactly. Yeah. You don't really wear a bag, to be honest. You wear clothing, and a bag is an accessory. So you carry a bag, okay? Not really something you wear. Exactly, April. Just big enough for a tissue, your lipstick, maybe some folding cash. I think the idea is that, if you're carrying a clutch bag, you don't carry cash. It's probably why I don't possess one. Okay. And swiftly moving on, I think these next ones, the vanity case. Again, case for protecting items. Okay, so if I put in vanity, now you'll see there's vanity bag, vanity mirror, vanity case. Vanity bag and vanity case will be very similar, but I would always call it a vanity case. And you can get, again, so many different kinds with different compartments. And the idea is vanity. It's for your makeup. Okay. You put your makeup in. Beauty case, yes, absolutely. There you go. So all your beauty products in there. Again, something probably Marco doesn't have, but you never know. Men wear makeup nowadays. Maybe he does. And but again, form, function, very very solid. Normally To me, they look almost like jewelry cases. Yeah. So there's another one you could have, the jewelry case. And has anybody got that much makeup? I know I haven't. I normally use a makeup bag. Okay, I don't need a case. I do not need a vanity case. And quite often you'd have your hairbrush in there, maybe your hair dryer, um, everything you need to go away and make yourself look absolutely beautiful. Okay, the handbag. Now, the handbag and the purse. As a Brit, I call it a handbag. Okay, Americans call it a purse, but as a Brit, okay, I would separate out. Oh, let me just see images. Okay, now that to me is a handbag. Those are handbags. Those are handbags. Those are handbags and tote bags. Here there are no purses. I can't see one purse. Okay, why? Because a purse goes in the bag. Ah, there's a purse. Excellent. Now that to me is a purse. Oh, I like the little rabbit one. A purse is for just keeping money in. A purse is a female's wallet. Okay, it's the wallet that a woman carries, not a handbag. But in America, it is a handbag. Okay. Okay, I've got a couple more questions that to put coins in, to put money in, cash money, the stuff that's going out of fashion now. April's just written a toilet bag or a shower bag, April, but I wouldn't call it a vanity case isn't a toilet bag. No, a toilet bag tends to be more plastic material, something you can take into the shower with you. Okay. Is it possible to use it as a lunchbox? You can use it as a lunchbox if you want to, Shiny. Absolutely. Okay, so purses versus handbags depends whether you're British or American. Okay, so do be aware if somebody says, "Can I look in your purse?" In England, they're asking to look at your money. "Can I look in your purse?" In America, they're asking to look in your handbag. Okay. And then the carrier bag, the shopping bag, again, we're getting into the tote bag. But if somebody said to me a carrier bag, I'm thinking plastic bags that are now going to cost you 5p. I'm thinking these guys, okay? They're nasty, horrible, should be banned. Plastic shopping bag, okay? That is a carrier bag. There's the Tesco carrier bags, there's the Asda ones, there's the Sainsbury ones. You now have to pay 5p if you want a bag in the UK. They used to hand them out for free, and now you have to pay for them. But they should ban them. They should ban them. Okay. And then, yes, number 16 was more like a again, you could have called it a plastic bag. Absolutely. Absolutely. I would have accepted a plastic bag. Yep. Say you have to pay. Yes, exactly. In some places they've banned them altogether, and I think that's better. Just ban them. They're horrible things. But there you go. And then you've got the shoulder bag. Okay, the shoulder bag is literally a handbag that you carry over the shoulder. Now, somebody wrote bucket a couple of times for different things, but a bucket isn't a bag. A bucket is a bucket. For carrying water, for putting rubble into. You wouldn't go shopping with a bucket. You can put sand in it. You can build sandcastles with a bucket. Normally it's for water or for heavy items, not for shopping. I've never seen anybody go shopping with a bucket. But a shoulder bag is literally a bag that you carry over the shoulder. Okay. Now some shoulder bags double up as handbags. They have a handle and a shoulder strap. So it's up to you whether you carry them over your shoulder or not. Okay. And then we've got the wash bag. which you could also call the toilet bag. We've got the rubbish bag or the refuse bag, the pencil case, the man bag. Can you think of any other bags? You still need plastic for your garbage. Yes, garbage, rubbish. You still need the rubbish bag. Do we need? Yeah, but we could use better bags for rubbish, April. We could use ones that are biodegradable. Okay. We also call them the bin bag. Yeah. Because we used to put our rubbish in the bin. Nowadays, you put sometimes it in the bin bag and you leave it out for the bin men. Sometimes you have a bin bag in your bin, ready for the bin men. A nursing bag. A nursing bag. You mean something that nurses would carry? Or do you mean a nursing bag as in something to carry all the items you need when you're raising a child, when you're nursing a baby? Which kind do you mean, April? Oh, for the baby. Yes. Yes, you could. Yeah. I think is that a um hmm, good one. I don't know what you call that. I think we call it a changing bag. Okay. Yeah, it's a baby changing bag. And you can take it's really big and quite heavy. So we'd call that a changing bag. Okay. You don't use plastic bags anymore. That's good. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Cute. Ready for school. Okay, so we've run out of time today. I didn't realize that it would take so long to do the bag vocabulary. Honestly, I'm quite surprised. I really am. But lots and lots and lots of vocabulary. I mean, just tons of vocabulary. Um, don't get too hung up on it. As you know, as it showed in the text, there's vocabulary that you can double it up. Okay, and if you do get confused, a thingy bag would do. That's a school bag, Shiny. Crossover bags. Okay. Oh, excellent. Never heard of a crossover bag, ever. Don't have one, never heard of one. They just look like shoulder bags to me, to be honest. But obviously the bag crosses over the shoulder or crosses over the body. A men's classic flat crossover bag. That's a man bag, by the way. That is a man bag. It's a typical man bag. My husband refuses to carry a man bag. He will carry a rucksack. He'll carry a shopping bag, but he's not ever going to carry a man bag. In which century do I live? In what way? What do you mean? You have a crossover bag. Okay, well, you're very trendy, April. I just, you have one too. Oh God. Okay, you've all got one. I haven't. Yep, I've never heard of a crossover bag, honestly. To me, it's just a shoulder bag that happens to cross over your body. But there you go. I've learned something from you guys today. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the session. Sorry you couldn't come and talk. We'll be in Kitely to do our reading session. We'll be starting the new book in half an hour. Okay, 25 minutes now, actually. So thank you so much for joining. And if you've got any questions about the types of bag or you've got any other bags you can think of, what I don't want to see is the body bag. Okay. Nobody wants to see a body bag because that's exactly what it's for, carrying the bodies home. So no body bags, okay? You're welcome, Shiny. I think to me, my favourites are the rucksack and the bum bag. They're the ones I use the most. In fact, I very rarely carry a handbag because I put everything in pockets. I've got a nice jacket. I put it, and in the summer when I don't wear a jacket, I use my bum bag. So I only wear a handbag when I'm going somewhere posh. Yeah, don't call a crossover bag a body bag. That's what I was saying. I'll explain in the forum. Okay, I'll put some more examples in the forum. All right. Thanks a lot for coming. Take care. Bye.